Hello everyone, Tyler here, and today I'm making a video that's just a few helpful hints for Jacob Lynch for people who are going to start playing him. He's the only master I've played in 3rd edition so far, and I found a few useful tricks that you might not pick up right at the start that I'm just going to tell you about so you'll know about them and you can look into it some. Okay, so the first one is, these are some general ones. Okay, so there's a few different models. Jacob Lynch, uh, Tannen, Graves. Uh, yeah, I think it's just those guys. There's a few models where they're tactical, they're free actions. They actually have to pass a test for them. So, if you don't need it to go off, you definitely want Jacob Lynch's to go off. You can put the lowest card you need for it to go off down and get rid of a sucky card out of your hand and rig the deck a good one into your hand. And also, if you have like a one or a two or something, you can still just get rid of them by using the free actions. If you really want to, you could like waste normal actions from one of your cheaper models like Beckoners or something like that on them. But yeah, no, so that's one thing. Another thing specifically about Jacob Lynch, uh, his tactical action is really awesome for hitting your own people with the built-in trigger. So while yes, it is important to just always use that every round and you want it to go off, especially when you can hit your enemies. But at the start of the game, you want to use his tactical action with the built-in ram trigger to give all your illuminated or beckoners, hungering darkness, Mr. Graves, anyone to all give them an extra brilliance token. And if you can do that in the first couple rounds, it's basically almost a free way to stack them up some. There's a few things those could be used for, like Illuminated, not Illuminated, the Depleted moving up with their one thing. Uh, that's what the Depleted do. The Illuminated just need them to heal or do extra damage. But on like the Beckoners and Mr. Graves and those types of people, they're good because it lets the Hungering Darkness heal if they're around him. So it's good to have them on your own, guys, even if it doesn't super do anything on your own. Uh, Another important thing, his summon thing, I'm not going to pull the card up, but when he summons someone, they don't gain slow. They just gain where when they start with 3 brilliance tokens. Every turn they go down a brilliance token. If they have none, they die. Well, if you have someone with high enough brilliance, you can summon an illuminated in without slow, and the only thing is it just can't run out of brilliance tokens. That's pretty good because you can always just give it one for almost free with Jacob Lynch without having to worry about anything. So if you can summon an illuminated in, that's a really strong play. It requires some setup, but not a super ton. Uh, yeah, remember Jacob Lynch has the one where it just does 1 damage, but him, Beckoners, and the Gwyneth, they all have abilities where it's if they cheat fate within 6 of them. So try to remember the cheat fate within 6 bubble for a few of them. Okay, so now I'm just gonna sort of go down on them. Go down the list. I'm gonna keep that take in here. I'm just gonna go with this one, but that was a misspeak on my part. That sounded pretty bad. Okay, especially when I pulled this one up. So Beckoners, awesome, awesome, awesome. If you're running Jacob Lynch, you should almost always have 2 Beckoners. They're really cheap. They're really good scheme runners, and they just do a lot for their price. They're not damaging models. They're more the utility models. One thing I should have said, Jacob Lynch and them, they all have the give an enemy model a brilliance token. The enemy models can't remove the brilliance tokens because they're tokens. So stuff that removes conditions doesn't work on them. So you basically want to give a brilliance token to each of their hardest hitters so that when they attack Jacob Lynch or these guys, they get the minus to the duels. Again, remember the cheats fates within 6 thing. Ah, so the really good thing you can do with these guys is lure your own models because you can just relent on your own. So you just need a 6 for it to go off, and you can move it up. So you either can move them once up, and then get your own model and reposition to move them farther up, or this is a riskier strategy depending on what else you have if you'd want to put it on them. But trained ninja on them, so then they're farther up. They can't just be sniped because they are a weaker model, and then they're already super far up because it gives them the thing where they can deploy anywhere that's not within 6 of the enemy deployment zone. So you can have them very far up, and they can lure your guys. So just make sure it's within 12 of the guy you want to lure, and you can just double lure them on the first turn. And even depending on what it is, if you don't want to reposition them, you can just give them the brilliance tokens from this. Okay. So to be honest, I haven't played with Depleted a lot. I think they're worth their price, but since they can't interact, I wouldn't really bring a lot of them, 3 of them. They are tar pits, but they're not super hard to kill. They have hard to wound and hard to kill, but they always will get hit almost with defense 4, defense 3, willpower 4. So I think they're a better summoning target, but if you really want to bring them, you can, and they're not a bad choice at 3 points. So I haven't played with Gwyneth yet, but I think she's way better than the Kitty Dermont, the other one that hasn't came out yet. Uh, because the Kitty, I don't see what you could use it for. Like, you can leave in the comments what you would use it for. I don't like it. But her, I actually see the use for her. So the main thing, she's the only one with rigged to deck 3. That's really good. She has the cheat fate within 6 stuff. Trigger so she doesn't take damage. You should always have brilliance tokens on the enemy models. So 3, 4, 5 is not bad at all. It's not even a trigger. You just have that. And the Derringer to give them the brilliance is good. This is awesome to come play at my table because it lets you. It could let you move a lot of people into range with her for your other guys, or at least just pull them out of position. And the hit the jackpot should normally be a free action that draws you 2 cards. And with the rigged to deck 3, you're always going to know what's on the top. So you can sort of mind game the opponent. So yeah, this is sort of just want to turn more into an overview video, but it's going to be both. Okay, Hungry in Darkness, awesome model. Jacob Lynch sort of sucks as a master. Like, he does stuff, but he doesn't do anything super amazing. The thing that makes up for it is his totem is awesome. So Hungry in Darkness, awesome. He has Terrifying, Incorporeal. Those both help him live, because he only has 8 life. Devouring Need is okay. Consume Brilliance is awesome. If you give him the 10 Thunders upgrade that gives him hard to kill, he's very hard to kill. Because you can use this to heal on your turn a decent amount. Because, if you have a few of your models around that have a brilliance for some reason, like I said earlier, the random guys you gave it to, and even on him himself and on the enemy. And you can use this to give, with a pretty decent chance, an enemy model slow, which is awesome. He has a good attack. I mean, it's just a good attack. And an important thing from last edition, he actually just has normal obey now with the built-in trigger. You do need an 8 for it to go off, but it's no longer the weird only an enemy model thing. So this is awesome because you can move your own models. You can make your own models charge. You can make the enemy models charge other enemy models. There's just a ton you can do with this, and having the flexibility of obey is awesome, especially a really, really strong obey like that. And you can even, if they have a brilliance token, get a plus to it. Okay, Illuminated are awesome. They're more fragile than you would think, though. Yes, they can heal, They have their built-in regeneration. They have Terrifying. And the terrifying, even though it's like the lowest you can have, it does come in clutch in certain situations. Their main thing, in my opinion, is just they're good all around damage dealer, tankier models. Flay has the built-in trigger, so they have 3, 4, 6, which is awesome on a minion. And they also have, well, it's that mixed with the fact that they have a shockwave, so you could hit multiple. So you have good single target damage, you have good multi-target damage. They're just a good all-around model. We already went over Jacob Lynch. I don't think there's anything in particular I want to talk about there. I really like Mr. Graves. I think he's an awesome model. I don't want to say he's always the super best performer, but he always does something. Uh, so an interesting thing. So other friendly models within 2 have cover, but he also has black blood. So while yes, they do have cover, you don't want them to be within 1 of him, or they will take the damage, which is not good. So hard to kill, awesome. Ruthless, very good. Rig the deck too, really good. His 2 main things though are he has a really good attack, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. The 2 matters a lot. You don't get as much as you used to. But lead the way is probably my favorite thing he has. So basically, you get to push someone 4, and then you get to push him 4. So it's like a slightly lower of his normal move, but you basically get 2 moves for 1 point, action point. And then in certain situations, his tactical action is pretty awesome. People can play around it, but then they still have to play around it. But at worst, you can use it to just get rid of the bad cards by putting them on top, and then using it and you failing it on purpose. I haven't got to play with Tannen. He seems to be pretty good though. I'm not 100% positive. So the manipulative is good, but it's sort of like a weird kind of protection, you know how it is. So any models within 6 must each discard a card to cheat fate. That is really good. And then whenever an enemy model within 6 gains a brilliance token, you can move it up to 2 or suffer 1 damage. That's really good. Despicable Promises, meh. This is awesome though, his tactical action. Again, you don't normally want to fail this one, but if it doesn't matter, you can. Basically, whenever an enemy model within range declares an on-walk action, they have to pass a willpower duel or it fails. So it's like an even stronger terrifying. And if you can get that trigger on it, it's awesome, which shouldn't be super hard. You only need a 6 of crows. But making it go up to possibly TN13 to do anything besides walk, that's very good. Yeah, so that was sort of, the general overview of them. So one other thing I'm going to add, when I've played them, I've normally also had, I normally play with a Samu too. He's nice because, like, while the Jacob Lynch cruise has some heavy hitters, the thing is both the newer henchmen don't do a super amazing amount of damage. But I haven't got to play with them either. The Kitty Dumont and Gwyneth. This guy though, he's just a very good all around model. He has flurry, so you get the possible 3 attacks. He has a good attack, awesome triggers. He can heal. I really like him. The couple other ones are the other one I've tried is a Toto. He's cool. He's good. I found him a little disappointing though for the cost. I think it's better to just have Illuminated. But yeah, that's sort of the video. So I guess one final tactic thing I'll go over. At least how I've been playing. Jacob Lynch crews can be pretty fast because they have some funny shenanigans. So you have the Beckoners who can lure people. And then you have the Hungering Darkness who can obey people. And then you have Tannen who can push people. So that's more than you would think. Opponents, unless they've played it a lot, don't know how much you're going to be able to move stuff. So that's definitely an important thing to focus on. Yeah, so that's the video. Uh, a simpler one, not super detailed, but normally I think these types of videos help. I like to watch them, so that's why I like to make them too. So thank you for watching, and if you want to see more stuff like this, just like and subscribe. Like, I don't have monetized or anything. I just like making videos and people getting the views. Like not even like I don't like I said, I don't even have the monetization on. I just like seeing the views and being like, hey, look, I did good. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and catch you next video.